Hi. I have a friend today. This is kind of a cat heavy, and specifically this cat heavy episode. I don't know why. I just have more clips of him. Usually it's more clips of Egg, my Scottish fold, who is snoozing. This is their nap time usually. I guess we're having a cat chat. Hi, how are you? My name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Whiskyandwool. This is my series called Cast On With Me, where I spend an episode just focusing on one new cast on. And I have a little bit of a surprise for you, because this is not a brand new cast on. I actually cast this on last week, but I wanted to share with you my project for Stephen West's MKAL this fall. I do not always participate in his MKAL. I skipped the last couple years. I had a bad experience with shawlography. It wasn't Stephen's fault, but I think it wasn't a bad experience, I should say. I had a yarn that I chose for the main color in that shawl. It ended up being one that bled quite a lot, so it ruined my shawl. And I just gave the shawl away to a very dear friend who is very knitworthy, because I knew she would love it, and I just couldn't bear to look at it in its state. But then I just reached a point where I was like, I have enough shawls. I don't need another shawl. And the last couple years when the MKAL rolled around and Stephen did his preliminary video about it, I just said no. I just decided to pass because I couldn't figure out how to make the yarn in my stash work, and I wasn't in a position where I wanted to buy yarn. I'm not in that position this year either. I'm really trying hard to stash down. I've done really well this year though, mostly because I did a big sale. I did a fire sale on a lot of my oldest stash. But anyway, I did film some process videos as I was thinking about this project, to just go through collect my thoughts as I go. So I'm going to have you watch those videos, those process videos. They are through Clue 1, from the beginning, from inception through the end of Clue 1. And then I'll come back to now and show you Clue 2 so far, and talk to you a little bit about how it's going, and I made some unusual choices. So that was part of the impetus behind me keeping this cast on under wraps and not sharing it last week when I did a Knitter's Life, because I made some risky choices, and we'll talk about those when you come back. And we'll also I want to talk to you a little bit about Rhinebeck, about my plans for Rhinebeck, and just very brief. So yeah, I'll see you in a few minutes. I want to tell you about my possible Stephen West MKAL for 2024. I swatched. So I am determined to make this from stash. If I cannot make it from stash, I'm not going to make it. So anyway, I had this sort of brainstorm to perhaps use some lovely cashmere lace from Qing Fibre. This is 79% cashmere, 21% silk. Cashmere lace, it is 300 meters, 25 grams. Let's talk about that first, because this is a strange thing. So these are the same color. These two, this is a full skein of what this cashmere lace looks like, all wound up. this is called charcoal. This is called charcoal. Two separate purchases. So these were part of a kit that I bought a while back, and they're very close to black. You can actually see this is a swatch I made using it, following the directions about the Go-Go Dynamo MKAL. And it looks black. It has a little bit of a weird purple sheen, like a lot of indie dyers really struggle to get a pure black, and that's probably why this was called charcoal. But then down the road, this became the charcoal, and I did not realize it. So I ordered more, thinking I was going to make a big project using all 5 skeins, or at least 4 of the 5 skeins, but I ended up with 3 skeins of this lovely heather gray, and it's very definitely heathered, and 2 skeins of this weird purpley black color. All right. So Stephen's pattern calls for about 700 yards of 2 colors. I think I'm going to try these. Actually, these don't even match each other, funny enough. Sorry, they just went tumbling away. They don't really match each other well. I'm trying to turn it around so we don't have to look at that cat hair. They're okay. But this one is very definitely lighter than this one. I think this is going to be enough, though. It's just a little shy of 700 yards. It's about 6 and change. But knowing Stephen's patterns, there's probably going to be a point where you could stop. But I was also thinking, I have more of this yarn. I could either go ahead and pull this in and have a contrast color, or I could use something else, because look at all this. This is going to be my second color. Not this jumbled mess exactly, but I went stash diving, and my first thought was to use a bunch of mini skeins. So I thought I would just pull out mini skeins whose colors I love, and I really, really love these two. This is also Qing fiber. This is from a 12-day Advent that I got from her last year. This color is so vibrant and beautiful. I think it'll be really great with this black. So I first pulled these out, and then I found this, so I was like, oh great, I can use, if I use them in, it's gonna be similar enough. And then I pulled out a few pinks that I liked. I found this blue, which is close. Now, mind you, I only need 700 yards of this, so the equivalent of 2 skeins. And then I found these 2 gold ones. And then I pulled out these as potential backups, right? So my thought was, okay, cool, I'll do these 4 colors. This gold, this green, this blue, this pink. Then I remembered I had this. So this is a color called it's from Cat Sandwich Fibers. It's something about, dyeing highlighter. I was going to say it's called fading highlighter. So it's like highlighter yellow, but a very pale version of it. And I thought, wow, that might be more interesting than these. So perhaps it's going to look something like this, these 4, and then again, these 2 as a backup. But then I also I was looking at my Ravelry stash, and I saw that I have this. This is a partial skein. It's about 0.75 of a beautiful turquoise color called Vespa from Aimée. I used it in another sweater, so this is leftover. Love it. I think I'm going to put that in the mix, and then I probably won't need the backups. I actually was thinking perhaps this is the way to go. These 4, because this is a full skein. This is an almost full skein. These could be whatever. I don't know what the pattern looks like, so I'm not sure this is going to work. So my plan now, and then I thought maybe I'd pop in some pink now and then, or actually, I think I'm going to use this if I'm going to use any pink. This is a nearly full, like 21 grams. 21 grams? Yeah, about 20 20 grams. It's a full skein pretty much. So I thought I might pop that in from time to time. I don't know what this pattern looks like. None of us do yet. I'm gonna find out. I did swatch and I got gauge using the needle size he recommended, which I think is a 4. I just used one of the mini skeins that was already caked. It's not even one that's here. It was just a pale pink. I have a lot of like little bits of mini skeins. Just to see if it worked, I got gauge using the US size 4 needle that he recommended, which is great. So yeah, I think this could be right here, my Stephen West MKAL. Certainly don't need another shawl, but how cool would this be? Thought I'd give you a little update on my Westknits Go Dynamo shawl. So this is the way I decided to lay out the colors so far. I saw the video, Clue 1 launch on Thursday. Sorry about the background noise there, man. A couple motorcycles live in this neighborhood and it really sucks because they're so loud. Anyway, I saw the video Clue 1 go up and I immediately fast forward to the end to make sure to see if it was something that I'd be able to make with my multicolored yarn selection, and I could immediately see how this would work. So I decided to make all the little mini shawls. By the way, how cool is it that you start a shawl out by making a mini shawl? So I decided to do all the mini shawls with my light neon yellow, the dyeing highlighter color from Cat Sandwich Fibers, and then I did the cobalt blue from Qing Fibers over here. That'll be on the that'll be another one on this end, and then I did the Aimée Vespa color for the 2 center wedges. And then the last part of this clue is the bubble section, which I think I'm going to use this for. I think that'll be nice. I still have the bright green to work in somewhere, so I could do the bubble section, the bright green, but it doesn't feel right to me. I think the pink is the way to go. I actually considered waiting until I saw Clue 2 before I even did the bubble section, so I could determine color placement for at least the next section. But I think this is gonna work. I think this will be nice. And I don't have a lot of this, so this might be a one-off. The only section that it goes in, although, you know, I do have other pinks, so there'll be opportunity to fit more pinks in. But anyway, I'm loving this so far. I think it looks so good. I'm about to do the next wedge, so I have my, it'll be just like that. I'll go here. Seems like a lot of knitting to me for the first clue, but I don't know. I haven't done one of these in a while. Here's my lovely at the end of Clue 1. I really love it so far. I do have a bright green to work in. This was a total whim. This skein was not what I had planned when I was thinking about adding pinks, but I just really wanted a bright yellow in there because I have this dyeing highlighter color from Cat Sandwich Fibers. That's really pretty and neon-esque, but not the highlighter color yet. So yeah, my thought is that that pink generally is going to be just a couple pops. So section 2, I'm going to continue with the dyeing highlighter color, the turquoise color, the blue, and I'm going to introduce the green color, which again might just be a couple pops. So I think this is going to be quite nice. I am so excited. That's one of the green skeins, and the other one is this one, but I prefer this one, so I'm going to start with this one because I just think this is more melodic with the turquoise and the blue. where this is a little bit more of an acid green. So we'll see how it goes. And I do have the 2 gold colors still on standby. I don't think I'm going to use them though, because I think this is enough. In fact, I considered not adding the green, but I really think it needs it. I don't know why. I just feel like I could use it. Anyway, I just wanted to give you an update. So there we go. Clue 1. Before I show you the shawl and get you updated on where I'm at, I should probably tell you what I'm wearing. I'm wearing the Jethro cardigan by Tanis Lavalle. I knitted earlier this year, so you can find it not too far back, of probably in the spring, like April, May, probably 3 or 4 episodes back on Knitter's Life. In that series, you'll find where I talked a lot about this. So it's I made it completely out of hand spun. And you know, it's finally fall here, early fall here in northern New Jersey, where I work and live and craft. And I usually have New York City clips, but I just didn't have any fresh ones. I didn't think about it this week while I was out and about, and I didn't feel like going out and getting one this morning. So you have cats instead, lots of cats. Yeah, so let me show you where I'm at. Spoilers for clue 2 up on the screen now. So if you don't want to see it, I don't have a lot of it done, but I did do the next section. I just chose to do brioche, and if you know me, if you've been around a while, you know I don't really like brioche. Not a brioche fan. I made many things out of brioche. I even have an entire brioche sweater. But then I got tired of it. And it's generally kind of a stiff fabric. It makes a stiff fabric that doesn't have a lot of flexibility. It has less flexibility than knit. But in this case, because I am using such a soft and squishy color for my main or yarn for my, not color, but yarn, this cashmere silk from Qing Fibre, it is really working quite well. It's a little bit thicker, and I really liked the graphic quality of it with those bubbles. I can't wait to block this because these little shawlettes are pretty crinkled, but you can see how they'll look when it's blocked. So then I did so you do, with this clue, you do a brioche section, a bubble section, a brioche section, a bubble section. So I decided to do the next bubble section in turquoise, in the Vespa color from La Vie and Aimée. And the next brioche section, I'm going to use the blue from Qing Fibre, this really deep dark blue. She has a color in her line called Hero, and this is super close, if not spot on. It wasn't labeled that for this, in the kit that I purchased. But I'm really missing the green, so the green will be after this turquoise bubble section, and then the blue brioche section. The green is going to be the next bubble section. I'm going to just turn the camera down a bit because I think you can see more. Knitting with this cashmere lace. I have knit with cashmere lace before. I made a whole project using this Qing Fibre cashmere lace in 2021 or 2020. I think it was 2020 actually. And that was when I bought this the black cashmere lace. And this came in a kit to make another version of that sweater, and I knew I wasn't going to make another version of that sweater. I just wanted the kit. I wanted the black cashmere lace that you could not get from her regular line, and I wanted the black speckle that went with it. And I ended up taking the black speckle DK weight yarn, and I made a sweater for my granddaughter maybe last year or the year before. I think it was last year. And then I just had this. So I've had this in my stash for 5 years. And I've had, other than the yellow from Cat Sandwich Fibers, the dyeing highlighter color, here. I've had all the rest of these in my stash for a long, long while. Some of the mini skeins I know are from yarn that I purchased from Cake Palooza, the first one, which was 2021. Maybe it was 2022. Right? Because I didn't go last year. I'm not going this year. It may have been 2022, 2021 or 2022. So I know I bought a kit of mini skeins, and I can recognize some of them in the grouping that I have here. So knitting with the cashmere lace has been, like, I love the fabric that I'm getting from it. I don't think, like, I thought it was a bit risky to use that a lace weight as a full color, full half the shawl essentially. But I really like it, and I love the way the black is working with the brighter colors, the midtones and the brights. And it's so interesting too how lace works in brioche, because it made it such thin lines and they almost look like a grid, right? But on the other side you can see it's very definitely brioche. Yeah. So, I mean, I like it though. I like this side, the right side with the black. I think it looks really good. And I think that pop green will be nice. I'm so excited to see what's going to be next. It is a little bit slower to knit a single strand of lace that has silk in it, because it is slippery. Slightly worried I might run out of yarn of the main color, and because I have this much left of the first skein and then a full second skein. I don't know. Again, like I said in the video, these are not quite the 700 yards that the pattern calls for, that they're a little less. I think they're around 650 or 640. So yeah, a little bit less. If I run out though, I have some cashmere lace from Moondrake Yarn Company, and I do have a little bit of a yellow left over from Qing Fibre. That's from the project that I made in 2020, so I have a little dab of that. But I also have plenty of mohair, and I have plenty of I have some brights from Surrey alpaca, silk, lace from different vendors. So I could use that. Like, what I would end up doing, I think, is I do have a solid black fingering weight that I would then swap in for the black, for the main color, so black would stay in its place, and then the fuzz factor would become one of the bright contrast colors. That's my idea anyway, if I run short. I don't know that I will. I don't think I will, actually. I think I'm going to be okay. What else can I tell you? I think that might be all I have to share right now. So I thought I might just knit with you a little bit and talk to you about Rhinebeck. I'm going to go off on a little tangent about Advents first, because it's tied to my budget. So let me just discuss the Advents that I have so far. In past years, I've had many yarn and fiber Advents, and it was fun. I really enjoyed it. However, from the past 2 years, 3 years, I haven't knit anything with the Advents the yarn Advents that I purchased. So this year, I went very conservative. I was conservative last year too. I just did a 12 skein. It wasn't even 12 skeins. It ended up being only 9 skeins. But I did purchase a Fibre Advent. This ties into Rhinebeck because it's going to impact my budget. So, I bought in the spring one 12-day mini skein Advent from Woolly Mammoth Fibre Company. So you can look forward to seeing that through the month of December. I haven't gotten it yet, but I imagine it's going to be shipping soon. And I that's all I got. I bought a candy Advent. So I have an Advent that's Little Sweets. That's a daily sweets Advent. In past years, I've had purchased whiskey Advent or a gin Advent. I still have probably a couple dozen little tasting bottles of both whiskey and gin in my liquor cabinet, so I don't really want any of those. I thought about getting a wine Advent, and I still might. They came out just in mid-September, so they're just fresh out. And yeah, but I have not purchased a Fibre Advent because, as you know, if you've been watching my Knitter's Life, I have been spinning down my Fibre stash with a goal to reduce it by half. So the idea of purchasing some mystery skeins of fiber, or some mystery fiber bats, or fiber roving, or whatever, like a mystery spin, didn't really interest me. Doesn't really interest me. It'd have to really wow me. So I saw a Fibre Advent from a vendor who I like, and I'm interested in it. It's going on sale later this week, so if I can purchase it, if I end up getting that will impact my budget for Rhinebeck, and it'll certainly tamp down any desire I have to purchase fiber. I'm not saying I won't come home with any, but I may. Anyway, so my plan for Rhinebeck is to arrive, to only go Saturday. I won't be going to any of the satellite events at all. I just didn't plan it, mostly because I'm not trying to purchase anything. And although those can be really fun socially, the main reason to go to those is to purchase something. And when I went to Cake Palooza, the first one in 2022 or 2021, I can't remember when the first one was. I think it was 2021. I was of the same mind. I really didn't want to purchase anything, although I did want some Corey worsted from Lobby and Aimée, and I ended up purchasing some from a vendor that was there. But that was it. I didn't really want to buy anything else, so I kind of wandered around, and I felt kind of silly, like walking around. And I chatted with friends, people I saw who I knew, both from online and from in person, and it just wasn't, it was kind of a strange experience. And I really realized like how focused the satellite events can be on purchasing, on seeing the yarn and shopping. It's just focused on shopping, I should say, not purchasing, but just shopping, whether that's window shopping or other kind of shopping. I'm having this thought that I just knit in the wrong direction because I was mid-row. I did. So I have to now frog the rest of that row that I knit. So I'm going to put that aside so I can't frog and talk. So anyway, yeah, so I just decided not to go to any of them. And I know a Woolen Affair or Wool Affair, the one that Brooklyn General is organizing, is going to have music and food, and it's supposed to be social, but I don't have a posse of friends to go with. So I would be flying solo, and I do so much of flying solo in my life that I just don't feel like doing it for an event like that. I don't have the energy. Don't have it in me. My job has been very demanding, so I'll fly solo for Rhinebeck all day on Saturday. And yeah, I'm just probably going to walk around, see what's on offer. I might make a couple purchases, I might not. I'm probably going to spend a lot of time over in the animal barns because I really enjoy that. I will take a lot of clips and I will share those with you. And I am committed to being on the Knitters Hill, the knitters, where all the knitters gather, at 1 o'clock. I may be there earlier and I may be there much longer. Then I'll be there for at least 45 minutes. I think 2 o'clock is when the Andrea Mowry Knit Along group gathers. So I figured right before her gathering is a good time to be there. So that is what I'm planning to do. So if you want to catch me, if you see me wandering around, please come up and say hi. I'm not quite settled on what I'm going to wear. It probably is really going to depend on the weather, but I'm really leaning towards the 70s inspired Sunshine on My Shoulder, which is like a 70s sunset motif on the front. So I think I'm wearing that. And yeah, and I look forward to seeing you. I hope you come up and say hi and chat with me for a little bit. I welcome that, and yeah, and I will share with those of you who are not able to go to Rhinebeck, which is totally understandable. I will share with you my experience. I generally think I do a pretty good job capturing little snips so you can get a feel of what it's like to be there for the day. I will show you the animals. I'll show you the vendors where it seems, and in the barns where it's when it is filmable. Often the barns are very packed, so they're not so easy to film to show you anything other than the crowds, which I might show you just a little bit. Yeah, so that's my plan. I hope you're having a good week. I hope you enjoyed catching up with me on this episode of Cast On With Me. Are you making the Westknits MKAL? Are you along for this ride with Stephen yet again? I know many people have not missed one of these. And yeah, I always love watching what is manifesting on people's needles for these MKALs, even if I'm not participating. So I'm excited for mine. I'm finally going to be able to post it on social media, so I'll be trying to remember to post updates on my Instagram page and on my Ravelry page, whichever one that you follow me on, if you follow me there. And I look forward to sharing my Rhinebeck info with you, or my Rhinebeck episode with you next time. Take care. Bye.